Alright, so this new perk called Shoulder the Burden, coming with the new DLC chapter for Dead by Daylight, could actually save solo queue. Now, it is not a secret, the most popular strategy if you're playing killer and you do want to win the game is to make it a 3v1 as quick as possible. And that means to tunnel somebody out. And the way matchmaking is for my games, they usually match me up with one really decent player, one semi-decent player, kind of an alright intermediate, and then two kind of beginners. So what usually happens is the killer takes chase with the beginners, recognize that they're not as experienced, they can't really hold chase that well, and they tunnel them out the game in like 4 or 3 gens left, making it so much harder to try to get a win. And most of the time, there's really that much you could do. You know, you could go take hits and stuff, but you know, a lot of people end up taking hits and they end up not finishing gens, trying to save that teammate. For them to get better, they have to deal with that. You know, they have to get tunneled. They have to take chase more in order to get better with it. But it still just sucks when you're solo queue, you're trying to, you know, get everybody out the game, do your best, and you just see someone just getting tunneled at 4 gens left. Now, I even played a match of killer just to see how difficult this would be, like to just straight tunnel the first person I see out of the game and then see how like the rest of the game will be. I got a little help because the Sable or Michaela, she just went next for absolutely no reason. I can't really explain that, but I ended up tunneling the Carlos out and the rest of the game was just kind of GG's. To be fair, I don't really think they were the most experienced, but you kind of get my point. Now back to how I think this perk will save solo queue, or at least improve it a lot. Now, I think the 3 biggest issues right now in solo queue is that people go next a lot. The MMR is absolutely all over the place as far as teammates and as far as the killer that you get. And I think those 2 issues kind of play into like what I feel is the 3rd issue, which will be like tunneling, proxy, camping, all that stuff. I think the going next issue, to be honest, like Shoulder the Burden could help with it. I think like after a while, once like people figure out how to play around the perk and figure out how to be like more altruistic and help their teammates if they are being tunneled or anything like that, I think people eventually won't think like, oh, there's just nothing I can do about this, let me just get out of here, let me just go to my next match, if they feel like they have no chance. With this perk and being able to take hits and stuff, I feel like you can create that hope and stop people from just going next off their first, you know, bad chase. But to be fair, people go next for all different types of reasons. I mean, it could be just the character being played, the killer being played, the teammates. I mean, what the teammates are doing at the time of their chase. There's so many reasons for it. So like this is more hopeful than anything. Like I just really hope this helps with going next, because from the killer side and, you know, another solo queue survivor side, I mean, going next just really sometimes really sucks, especially when the game is like very winnable and it's just like, why are you going next? I mean, yeah, you had a 30-second chase, but it's not over yet. You know what I mean? We have 2 gens left. Like just stay. You just being a body for us will help the end result in this game. But the second problem, which I feel is the MMR, you know, in terms of like you getting newer teammates, or you getting like a bunch of newer teammates mixed with a really experienced killer, the perk for this scenario will just kind of create a situation in which there is something you can do about it. Because taking hits when you're, you know, 400-hour teammate who just started playing the game, taking hits can only go so far. You know, especially when the killer is just like, no, I want this person. So you take a hit, you end up getting slugged, and there's really not much else you could do until another teammate gets off the objective to come pick you up, and then you go back and rinse and repeat. Because I don't know the deal with the MMR. I don't know like what it goes by, anything about it really. I tried, we've done experiments and stuff. I just can't understand it. But what's always going to be there is that you're just going to get teammates sometimes who are just on a different level from you. And the matchmaking is so great when it actually does work and you feel like the teammates you get are on your level or like where you should be. But realistically, most of the time, it just doesn't work like that. But with this perk, even in a situation where there are, you know, 2 really good people mixed with like 2 newer people, you know, those good people can keep taking those health states, and eventually maybe the killer will be like, you know what, let me go for this person. Now they're dead on hook, let me get them out the game, and this can be an easy win this way. But if that really good person knows how to hold chase and knows what, you know, they're doing, that will make it a little bit harder and give the team a little bit of a chance. And it's kind of hard to imagine all this stuff until it's like actually in the game, especially depending on what they do to it. When it does hit live servers, they could completely switch this perk up and make it kind of useless. So we don't know for sure. This is just like what I think of what I've seen so far. Now this last issue, which I think this perk was made directly for, is the tunneling. So it shouldn't be too hard to explain that, you know, taking a hook state from your teammate and keeping them in the game longer will definitely help out with solo queue, because just for the fact you won't be down to 3 teammates at 4 gens left against a really talented, really skilled killer, it will just give you some hope to queue up the game, not always with a duo, trio, or with a Swift. DBD, like, you know, 3 to 4 years ago used to be so great because you didn't have to always have that 4-man to have a good time in this game. So the potential that this perk has to, like, you know, bring that great DBD back is really, really high, and I have really, really high hopes. So yeah, I want to know what you guys think about this perk. Let me know in the comment section below. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed this. This was just kind of a yap session, so I just wanted to, like, kind of talk about the perk and what I see happening with it in the near future. But thank you guys for listening if you're still here, and I will see you guys next video.